morning and welcome to Author's Corner. Today we've got a lovely author with us and her name is Janet Pattison and she's the author of this wonderful book, Fun in the Clouds. So, good morning Janet, how are you going?
I'm really well, thanks Christy. How are you?
Well, thank you, very well. Okay, so do you want to tell us just a little bit about why you wrote this book?
I'd always wanted to write a book but never gone any further with it. And then Easter 2015, I was riding my push bike around the Brisbane River and on a glorious day, and I was looking up at the clouds as I so love to do, and it occurred to me that there was a story there, and I then started thinking, well, what would the story be about? And realised it had to be about a sick child or something to do with sickness, which sounds a little depressing. But my son, who's 25, has suffered from debilitating motion sickness all of his life. And so I realised it had to be something to do with that because that was the most relevant thing. And I thought of all the dear little children who have some kind of sickness in their life, and I just wanted to give them an opportunity to escape from their reality for a while. So I went home and over Easter I wrote the story.
I'm sorry to learn that about your son, Janet. Life must have been pretty difficult for him.
Thanks, Christy. Yes, it is hard for him. And so what I'm hoping to do with the proceeds of my book is to actually start a research project into motion sickness.
I understand, Janet, and I hope you can make that possible. So was there any interesting facts that are relevant to the writing of the book?
Once I had written the story, which is all rhyming, I then had to take cloud photos because the story is set in the clouds. So that was a lot of fun. And I now have hundreds of cloud photos which I had to choose from. But I found myself quite often walking outside, and if I was going somewhere, I'd go, oh my goodness, that's a great cloud photo, quick, and I'd grab my phone out and click away. And so I managed to take so many cloud photos it was difficult to even choose from in the end. But I've got rainbows and storm clouds and every type of cloud you can imagine. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then my illustrator managed to manipulate some of the clouds into some of the shapes that we needed for the cloud animals. So I think she did a really good job, which is great.
So you've set your story in the clouds. Can you tell us a little bit about what it's about and for what age group?
My story is about a child, a sick child who can't go out to play, so invents a fun-filled day of adventure in the clouds. I've made it in the first person so that the child doesn't have a name, and any child reading it or having it read to them can name the child themselves. It might even be their own name if they want to, just to make it a little bit more fun. Also, the child is non-gender specific because I thought, again, the child reading it can be a boy or a girl if they want to be, just to make it a bit more personal.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
It's for ages 5, 6 and under.
Great, that's good to know. Now I notice you've also created some fun-filled pages in the back. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, so I wanted to round off the story, so I thought add a few more pages where the children can colour in their favourite cloud animals. They can do a word search if they want to, and also there's some interesting facts there about clouds, just to round off the story. Also, I've put that there so that any kindy or preschool can use those clouds and those pictures once they have finished reading the story. They can then use it as an activity for their children, and so I'm happy for them to print those out and for the children.
Just like what happened when we were children, kind of activities we would do. So tell us a little bit about your book launch.
The book launch was fantastic. I held it at the sensitivity unit, which is at Craigsley State School, and that unit is for children, or actually people, to experience what it's like to have a disability. My friend runs it, and so she said, let's have the launch here. Fantastic day. I had so much support from family, colleagues, friends, and I even had somebody who created a lovely cake, celebration cake with clouds all over it. So the day was fantastic. I couldn't have wished for more. It was great. Great way to start off my new book.
Fantastic. And where else have you promoted the book?
I've read to 4 groups of kindy children at Indooroopilly Montessori Children's House. That was so much fun. I've actually made a big blue rug and put white clouds all over it. So when the children paraded in, I said to them, come and sit down on my magic cloud rug. So they all sat down, and then I proceeded to read them the story. And the interaction with the story was fabulous. It was so rewarding for me. They then did all the activities in the back of the book. I was then invited back to the inaugural art show, where the children then brought their parents up and purchased copies of Fun in the Clouds. So that was also very exciting for me and very rewarding.
That sounds like a very rewarding time for you, Janet. Do you have any special offers for other organisations?
Because I want every child to experience Fun in the Clouds, Chrisstie, I'm offering 10% discount to every childcare centre, daycare centre who sells my book.
That's generous of you, Janet. Have you donated your book to any other organisations?
I have, Chrisstie. I've donated 5 copies to the Lady Salento Children's School, and I'm also just about to donate some copies to the cancer ward at the PA hospital for the children there.
Do you have any events coming up, Janet?
Yes, I do, Chrisstie, and I've been listing them on my Facebook, Inspired Shell Designs. I'm heading down to Victoria in October, and I'm doing a book signing in Echuca, and I'm also doing one in Melbourne. So any others at this stage will be on my Facebook if anybody wants to visit there to see where they can find me.
Okay, well, I would like to thank Janet for coming in today. This is most certainly a wonderful book and a new self-published author. We should definitely get behind her. Grab yourself a copy. As Janet said, you can follow her Facebook at Inspired Shell Designs. She also has this available for purchase on the website at www.inspiredshelldesigns.com, or you can purchase a copy from inhousebookstore.com.au. We also have this available at our physical bookstore address, which is on Kingston Road in Underwood. So do yourself a favour, whether it's for a nephew, niece, your grandchildren, get yourself a copy today. So again, thank you, Janet, for coming in. This is a wonderful book.
Thank you, Chrisstie. Thank you so much for having me, and I appreciate it.